Hey y'all, if you're new here, I'm Shayna and I'm reviewing Belle Collective Season 2, Episode 6. And if you're wondering why I still have on the same clothes, this is my 4th review in one day. So I'm constantly dropping content, which is why you should definitely subscribe to the channel. I always have something for you to listen to. It doesn't matter what you like. I'm open to suggestions. Definitely help out a baby YouTuber like myself. Share, subscribe. It's free and it helps me to keep going. Thank you so much for anybody who already subscribed to the channel. And let's get into it. So we pick up where we left off. And Tamra is confronting Damon about the possible emotional connection that he had. The producer, we already know, asked before last episode what's going on with that, and he said next question. Tamra stands by her man. She's like, she does not believe it. She can care less about whatever that girl's talking about. She don't believe nothing about no emotional connection. And I don't believe Tamra. I don't believe she doesn't believe this. I think she does believe it. And that's why she's trying so hard to convince us and herself that she actually believes what he's telling her. I know she probably feels like maybe her biological clock is ticking. They have history. She wants to get married. So she'd rather, ignore all of that to keep him around. He's already familiar with her family, vice versa. So it's just easier to stay oblivious to that and just ignore it. But the way he was handling that producer, obviously there's a little trouble over there. So we move on, and Marie, Lateshia, and Latrice are meeting for lunch. I like this trio. I think this is a good trio, good humor, especially Latrice. I think she's my fave on the show. And Marie, they definitely gonna bring it. And like I said, I like them better together than apart. So as Marie is walking in, we see Lateshia and Glen with this very staged, very fraudulent argument in the parking lot. Excuse me, I was drinking a spiked lemonade. Let me get some more, clear my throat. So my first thought is, does Glen still work where he was working at last season? Because last season we saw him about 3 times. Now he making an appearance every episode, all episode long. I think we see him just about as much as we've seen him more than we've seen So Gucci and Aikisha. I mean, ever since he got in the intro, we seen him. I guess he quit his job. Reality TV is his full-time job right now. So they're arguing, and she's talking about you following me and you're stalking me, and what the hell is y'all talking about? It's giving fake. And I the only thing that I enjoyed was Latrice walking behind the cars, eavesdropping and being nosy, with her wig cocked to the side, looking, trying to see what was going on. So supposedly he was following her with the cameras rolling. The cameras called it all. He just so happened to be doing this while they were filming. It's just a coincidence. After she confronts him, he speeds out of the parking lot, almost crashes his car. So Lateshia and Latrice will go inside and meet up with Marie. And Marie is like, why do you think Glen is acting this way? And it sounded very much rehearsed and staged. We could have did without that whole scene, honestly, to be honest. Like, they had enough drama that we don't got to create scenes. But, okay, I guess we're going to just go along to get along. So we're just happy to see Marie and Latrice are on good terms. Lateshia invited them both to her son's birthday party. And they were saying they want to confront Aikisha about her, making commentary about their looks. They didn't like what she said regarding their appearance. So, they talk a little bit about Tamra and Damon. And Tamra wants to have a ladies get together. So they're all going to meet up for that as well. So we finally get a little background on So Gucci. This is, what I say, what episode is this? 6, 9? Hold on. This is episode 6, and we just now getting a little piece of who So Gucci is. Like I said, where Essie at? Like I said last review, where Essie at? Where Essie? What Essie doing? Where her husband at? But okay, we finally getting a little bit of So Gucci. I'm more interested in the husband, honestly. But, So Gucci ain't do nothing wrong yet. She just complained a little bit. She's been with her husband, JJ, for 15 years and married for 4. Why why y'all make us wait so long to get me? Like, I was just talking to, I'm not trying to make this a racial issue, but I'm just saying, when you look at statistics, I was talking to my coworker. She married her boyfriend a year, got engaged, and the following year, married. 2 years. Why we got to be with you for 30 years before we finally just go ahead and get married? Why? This needs to stop. It's foolishness and mayhem. But they have a blended family, and if you know me, you know I love blended families. I even have a Instagram page dedicated to blended families. I had a business for it as well. I wanted to manifest my own blended family. I thought I did. I didn't. It was, but it's gonna come. We're gonna speak it, okay? But the Instagram page is Black Blended Families _ So yes, I'm serious about that. I love to see it. Their children all look grown. She has a son and daughter from a previous relationship. He has 3 girls. And so they're just blending. Her daughter lives with them. She's 6 months pregnant, and they ready for her to just get on out, like leave. Like, we're not trying to rush you, but we want to have our house to ourselves, finally have some alone time. Especially since she said they never lived together while they were dating for all those years. She wasn't going to move in with him and basically give him the cow and the milk for free. So they just are, you know, kind of still newlyweds, and she wants to have some alone time with her husband. And I don't know. I don't know why. Something about those plaits with the barrettes, it just, maybe it's them color purple plaits that but okay, that's his thing. So, all right, she used to it. It don't bother her. Fine. Moving on. Lateshia is at her son Joshua's 7th birthday party. Happy birthday, Josh. And she's upset with Glen, of course. He messed up the cake earlier because he had it in his car when he sped off like a maniac in the parking lot. And Lateshia they're having a party. He walks in. As soon as they get there, he blows out the candles. And I'm like, what order was this filmed? Because my son is 10, so I've been doing birthday parties for a decade now. I mean, I ain't the most seasoned, but I got a little couple years under my belt. And last I checked, you blew out the candles at the end of the birthday party, not when the boy walked through the door. Why are we starting off the party? And then it was confirmed later because they were bouncing around after they had already ate. They supposed to burn off the energy, eat the cake and ice cream, and go. And I started taking that. Now I'm getting sidetracked. I stopped doing that opening gifts at the party. It takes up too much time. And you know, you're paying for like 2 hours, all this money for this place, and we spending a half hour opening gifts. Nobody cares but you and the child. Do that at home. But that's just my personal preference. That's just me. So she's cutting the cake and she's touching the cake with her bare hands. Ugh, whatever. Latrice is eating her cake with her bare hands. Is there no forks? I digress. So after she cuts the cake, while she's doing that, Glen is standing there. He has a little attitude because Latrice was like, you know, good to see you. I'm glad you ain't holding no grudges. He's like, I ain't say that. Got a little snippy with her. It looks like Lateshia and Glen begin to have a little spat. So Latrice was like, ooh, this cake is delicious. What you say about this cake? Trying to, you know, diffuse the situation. She is funny to me. She cracks me up. Like, I could see myself actually being friends with her in real life. So they debating, still carrying on. He's saying he wants his family back, but it's hard to tell because he won't stop arguing with his wife. And if you and the wife aren't getting along, there's no family. It's just you and your child. But Glen says, you know what, I'm going to talk to Cliff. He's a little bit older than me, so, you know, I'm going to get some advice from him. I don't know what advice he thinks Cliff can give him. I mean, y'all been married. Well, I don't know if he was married before. Y'all might got the same amount of time relationship-wise under your belt. Cliff might got a little less. So he pulls him to the side. He vents. But Cliff has no idea what he's talking about. He's using all these metaphors, talking about the eagles and the baby birds and the forest. And Cliff is just confused. He laughing it off. Glen like, but it's not funny. But it is, because what are you talking about? Just say it. I thought it was just me. They even had to put the caption down there with Cliff. And if Cliff can't speak clearly without captions, then what is Glen talking about? Lateshia walks in the middle of it. Like, I know he heard her walking up behind him. He had to hear that door open. It wasn't like it was just open and she just walked in. She had to like open the door, come in. Y'all gonna stop playing in our faces with this. First of all, I done said it 3 times already. Y'all are still together. Y'all ain't fooling me or nobody else, okay? Y'all didn't never break up. And now the stage just so happened to walk in right when he said something about you. Come on now. Okay. It can happen, and it does happen, but it ain't happened for real this time. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. It started getting a little heated though, so that was real. She was getting real tired. She's sick of him. So everybody's like, calm down, this kid's here. It's your son's birthday party. Cliff kind of steps in between them because they was looking like they was like really about to get heated. And Latrice gonna say, I understand why daddy had to step in because he just loved kids. And so do I, as long as I don't have to have them. Girl, hush. Goodbye. Anyway, we move on because Marie made a comment like the only person who's really gonna suffer is the child, and that is very much true. I forgot she had a 9-year-old because she got the old adult kids and the teenagers, the grandkids, the 9-year-old. Whoo, y'all got to give Marie some grace, some space, and a break. She deserves it. So Marie and Aikisha have a play date with Aikisha's son, who's 2, and Marie's grandson, who's 2. So they're the same age. It was perfect. They kind of, look like they could be cousins or something. They hug. The kids they are so adorable and just so sweet and innocent at that age. I just love it. Whew, I don't have no baby fever or nothing. But I just love to see it. They discussed the passing of Marie's grandson's mother, which is still disheartening and just so upsetting. She was so young. We already know there's a little age gap between the son and the mom. But it's devastating. It really is. And then they discussed Marie's lupus, which is also people really just underestimate lupus and how it affects you. I really am wondering now if Aikisha's going to let Marie in on Fair Street and all the plans. At first, when Lateshia said, I can't wait to tell Marie, she was acting like, well, you going to tell Marie what? Now she's saying she wants to get cool with her because she feels a little iced out by the group. So now it's like, okay, I'm going to try to be cool with Marie. You got a grandson. I got a son that's about the same age. We about the same age. Maybe we can kind of hook up and be cool. So I'm wondering if she's changing her tune about that Fair Street. We'll see. The husbands get their own scene. It's giving reminiscent of Real Housewives. They're on a fishing trip. We know Aikisha's husband doesn't want to fish, but he played the part and got the gear. So JJ has his throwback Alicia Keys, half braided, half loose, but then it wasn't really braids. It was giving like Genuine and that Differences video when he couldn't get the braids, so he had to twist. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It was just twisted on the side, but then he had the plaits in the back. He's a piece of work. But she said, I ain't going nowhere. I put in too much time with this man. So Glen discusses the outside loose baby. And, he said that she's upset over a rumor. You never got a DNA test. I'm really trying to understand, like, is there really an alleged baby? Because I don't understand why at this point they haven't had a DNA test. Like, it's just crazy to me. So the men are discussing having affairs. Sounds like they're trying to justify and make excuses for cheating. And I'm like Aikisha's husband. I'm from up north, so I don't know what this terminology and slang is that they using. I don't know what they talking about. They kind of losing me. I get the gist, but they out there in the woods for real. I don't know what they talking about. So JJ made a comment and said, even Cliff slept with my ex. And Cliff was like, man, that was 23 years ago. And we know Latrice only about 29, so long enough to move on and forget about it. But Aikisha's husband was like, infidelities aside, what do y'all enjoy about Mississippi? They're from Mississippi, so they love everything about it. They've been homegrown, they've been born there, lived there, went to school there, raised the kids there. That's all they know. If Aikisha's husband don't like it and he's a city boy, he's just not gonna like it, period. But we know as long as they're filming and y'all are in the cast, you're gonna be there. So stop asking. They finally go fishing and Aikisha's husband catches his first fish. So we get to Tambra's event and she says she's having a sistervention 2.0. And I'm going to call it a brunch redo because that's what it was giving. The food looked nice. It was, nice little setup. Maria's having a lupus flare-up, so she's going to FaceTime. I didn't see when she FaceTime. Like, did she FaceTime or did she say forget it? I know they be wanting camera time, but girl, don't spread yourself too thin. If you can't make it, you can't make it. So Aikisha's feeling excluded from the group, as we know, and yes, you are. She found out about the rebirth party from like her hairstylist or makeup artist or from somebody else. So she didn't even know. And Latrice like had mentioned it and they were talking about it. Tamara was saying she's tired of the he said, she said, but we know she played a small part in the he said, she said. And Aikisha wants to know why she had to, first of all, hear this from someone else on the outside and why everybody had her name in their mouth. And I'm like, they did mention you because of Tamara. But, and I don't think Tamara was being too messy. I think she was just asking, like, why y'all didn't show up. But she know they don't like that girl. But they didn't spend that much time on it. Like, it wasn't like you thought it was, girl. Like, you didn't, like, consume the party. It was more interesting what Cedric, the entertainer, was over there doing. Honestly, if you ask me, like, it really was a small part of the party. But, Tamara was saying, because Lateshia was like, oh, you're shady. And, I was told that you were shading. And she heard that Lateshia had heard this. And Tamara was like, well, I didn't say you were shady. I said you throw shade. And she kept saying, girl, what the hell is you talking about? She want to avoid conflict. She don't like confrontation. Nobody, who does? Who really does, though? Truthfully, really. Nobody. But girl, if you said it, stand on it. Say it and stand firm in it. Like, yeah, girl, you can't be a little shady. I was just saying. But if you're going to clear it up, you can throw shade. Even so, Gucci was like, girl, it's the same thing. And I, too, want to know, what is the difference? So they mentioned the plate again as they bring up the brunch again. And Lord knows I'm tired. Sometimes I'm tired. Options are few. If I have to hear Plate again, I'm going to be ready to throw one at TV. Because I can't take it no more. I don't care about this. She said what she said. Aikisha says in her confessional, she thinks Lateshia is jealous of her. I don't think Lateshia is jealous of you at all. I think she wanted to work with you initially, but you came in there with that stank, nasty attitude. She ain't been doing much lately because she ain't been getting no camera time because nobody fooled with her. And now I'm remembering why I was not really feeling her. I know a lot of people aren't. It's that attitude. It was a rookie mistake. You came in too hot. You came in too hot. You think you're above everybody else. You think you're better than. And you want somebody to be jealous of you. But jealous of what exactly? Y'all are on the same show. And this is your first season and their second. Your husband's a retired NFL player. So he's not playing right now. What exactly would she be jealous of? Why would she be jealous of you? She was trying to work with you. And you came in and you did drag it a little bit. I mean, the plate being dirty. Now that's just nasty. But you was dragging it on. I mean, just ask for a new plate and move on. Y'all done dragged the hell out of this. But we gonna see, because it looks like they really, Tamara about to go off next week, it seemed like. So we gonna get into it. We gonna see what's going on with them. What do y'all think of the Bells this season? I think they are bringing it this season. The first season was like a little introductory period. Now that we know who they are bringing it. They bringing the heat. Let me know down in the comments if y'all are watching and what y'all are thinking. And be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.